You guys, it's kind of been a minute since we talked about Gypsy Rose, but her reality show is back and her and Ken are in the headlines as people are not too excited about Ken. Really negative comments are coming out of this new episode of her reality show, and we're gonna get into what Ken did that has everyone so upset and feeling bad for Gypsy. But before we spill the tea, let's talk about what to do when life spills you. If you've been seriously injured and don't know where to start, Morgan & Morgan might have your back. America's largest personal injury law firm. And they make it so easy to turn a messy situation into a better one. And if you become their client, they make hiring a lawyer super simple. I for sure used to think that hiring an attorney was this long and complicated, expensive process, but not with Morgan & Morgan. More than 3 million people have trusted Morgan & Morgan when they were injured in an accident. And when you're injured in an accident, hiring an attorney is one of the first things you should do. Morgan & Morgan has achieved significant verdicts in the past couple of months for victims involved in life-altering car crashes, and the fee is absolutely free unless you win your case. And with Morgan & Morgan, submitting a claim is so easy. Everything can be done right on your phone. You can submit your case details, sign contracts, upload documents and medical records all from your cell phone. And you can even text your attorney and legal team throughout the duration of your case. So if you ever get seriously injured, your case could be worth millions and you're only a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. It's literally so easy. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan by going to www.forthepeople.com/spillsesh. The link will also be in the description, or you can scan the QR code on the screen using your phone. And I want to say thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into the news. The Gypsy Rose Blanchard saga has been a roller coaster from the start, and somehow it keeps getting messier. Let's break down how we even got here though. Gypsy Rose was released from prison in December of 2023. While still in prison, she began dating Ryan Anderson. They got engaged in 2022, and by July of 2023, they were married, even though they had never been able to truly be together alone outside of the walls of prison. So when Gypsy got out in December 2023, it was the first time they actually could live together and be a real couple. And well, let's just say it didn't go the way that they hoped. On her reality show, Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup, we saw them get to interact for the first time outside of prison. And on the reality show, people weren't really loving Ryan. After the first episode, people accused him of doing the most, constantly touching Gypsy, smothering her with attention, and just not giving her any space to breathe. They felt like he was controlling and they weren't liking him. By March 2024, just 3 months after her release, Gypsy filed for divorce, and the internet was shocked but also not shocked. They just couldn't believe that things were getting even crazier in Gypsy's world. Plus, the way the entire split happened between her and Ryan was just so insane that everyone was just like, I cannot believe Gypsy. This is where Ken comes in. Now, Gypsy was actually engaged to him before she even married Ryan. Gypsy and Ken originally met when she was in prison, and they got engaged in 2018. But things didn't last. Ken broke things off, and reportedly it was because he wasn't comfortable with all the media attention that she was getting, and she later moved on with Ryan. But as Gypsy was living her life outside of the prison walls and adjusting to life with Ryan, Ken popped back into the picture. He reached out to Gypsy's family to check on her after her release, and before we knew it, they were back together. By April 2024, right after filing for divorce, Gypsy was spotted out with Ken. At first, she denied they were a couple and insisted that they were just friends, but spoiler alert, they were very much not just friends. Fast forward, Gypsy is now very much with Ken, and she just had his baby. Despite the internet not feeling like Ryan was a match for Gypsy, they still felt bad for him with how everything went down because she had reconnected with Ken and wanted to explore the what ifs when she was still married to Ryan, and it just wasn't a good look at all, and they just felt really bad for how everything went down. But now Ken is getting a taste of the reality show viewers not liking him after people saw the first episode of season 2. There was a scene where him and Gypsy went to dinner, and he wanted to get her to try some new foods, and she did not like what was ordered for her, and he kind of shamed her in front of the waiter, and it was really embarrassing, and people just found the whole thing to be a huge red flag moment.
She's lying. She didn't even try it because she's afraid. I liked it. She's just afraid to try it.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
She's okay.
I'm pregnant. I'm big because I'm pregnant. Nice.
Yes, you can. Thank you. I just wanted to shame her a little bit, that's all.
Apparently.
The waiter was getting a lot of love online, though. I will say that, with the way that he handled everything and didn't shame Gypsy and was just so nice trying to offer her something else. But plenty of people had something to say about Ken, writing, "She has a lot of patience. I would be out of there. He literally says, I don't think you're gonna like it. Then why did you effing order it for her? Shaming your pregnant partner for having food aversion? Aw, the waiter was so kind. As someone who gets scared of food easily, I would have literally cried if my boyfriend had said that." Some were saying he could have just gone about it a lot better if he wanted to get her to try something new, but most were just not having it with him at all, especially because it brought Gypsy to tears. Like, she was so embarrassed by what happened. She went to the bathroom and was like tearing up over it.
Where's the bathroom?
All the way down to the right.
And it just got people bringing up their history and the time that they broke up, when she was still in prison and how he came back. And people just did not get the best vibes from him. They were like, I don't like this guy. Someone on X said, "So far between Ken and Ryan, I like Ryan more, and he was getting on my nerves. At this point, Gypsy, just be single. Hashtag Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup." People also found it really strange how when Gypsy returned from the bathroom, he was like so quick to turn his phone over, and just found it really alarming, as if he was trying to hide something. In speaking to the press, though, Gypsy and Ken have been trying to reassure the public on their relationship, saying that they go to couples therapy and they're working on them, and said, "I like it because it gives an unbiased opinion," she explains, "because you don't want to go to your family all the time to talk about the bad stuff. You never want to have anybody going, oh, I think." You don't want their opinions to be changed or affected or a bias or anything. "So it's nice for us to have someone in the middle," she continues. "They can see my side, they can see his side, and give us an honest opinion about where we should go and how we could improve. I really just hope we can continue to have open communication," she shares. "I hope that we can get even more knowledge and let down our walls, because I've built walls over many years, and I think everybody has a set of walls that they put up. So I think it would be wonderful for us to bring those down and be the most vulnerable that we've ever been with each other. That would be my goal." In promoting the new season of the reality show, Ken has also been honest about what went down between him and Gypsy in the past and the reason they originally broke off their engagement. And he said, "Well, I think one of the biggest things was outside opinion and influence," Euchre says, of his decision to end things with Gypsy Rose. "I had listened to a podcast from Dr. Phil, and I had a lot of people in my ear just telling me that the best thing I could do for her is give her some time to build a self-identity that she's never been able to build before, and even while she's in prison. And I felt that at the time, all those opinions, especially Dr. Phil's, I felt like that was the right choice to make at the time for both of us," he continues. "So we went off in separate directions, but fate allowed us to meet back up again." Certainly, Gypsy's stepmom played a pretty big role in reconnecting them, which is why Ryan has beef with her, because that was certainly disrespectful for her to tell Gypsy that Ken had reached out and continue a relationship with Ken over the years and keep in touch with him, and then say that she was really wanting Ken to be with Gypsy. I mean, that was so messy, and Ryan certainly had a right to be upset with the stepmom for wanting to facilitate this reconnection. But here we are with the ending that she seemed to want Gypsy to have, to be with Ken, and now they have a child together. But it certainly is interesting for people to hear that Ken did want to break up with Gypsy so that she could go and find herself, and it's something that we have heard before, but he's specifically saying that listening to Dr. Phil is what really did it for him, and well, now they are back together. But that's what's been said recently about Gypsy since this second season of her show has aired and all the drama that's come from it. I certainly want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on that dinner scene, what people have had to say about Ken, how you're feeling about him. There's a lot of comparison going around between Ryan and Ken. Let me know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.